wow, glowed. Inventing new words over here. I still can't tell what I think about my obnoxious green phone case. Some days I hate it, some days I love it. Today I am in a hate phase. Alright, so today I'm doing a classic old school, just try a new makeup video. It's been a minute since I've tried a bunch of new makeup, so I'm excited. Went to Ulta and I have a Sephora box here. I have a good mix of some drugstore and some high-end stuff, some new releases. But I'm gonna have everything on my face today and that I try out listed down below in the description box. If you enjoy this video while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. But here we go. All right, so I'm still in North Carolina at my grandparents' house, and this is the first time I've ever thought to film in this bathroom, and the lighting is so much better, so nice. When you're seeing this video, I'm pretty sure I'll be in the next city, so like always, if you want to follow along in more real time, you can follow on Instagram. But I'm pre-filming some videos while I'm here. So I've got a bag of Ulta stuff and a box of some Sephora makeup. I've got a lot to try out here. So a couple of the Sephora things I tried out one time, so I have very initial thoughts to give you on a couple. This is the new Charlotte Tilbury SPF 50 primer sunscreen. I love any kind of primer and sunscreen in one. It's one of the reasons why I love the Supergoop glow screen. That SPF is basically like a 2-in-1 for me. And off the bat, when I first put this on, I thought it was gonna be kind of white, but then it blends into your skin and it did give a really pretty, almost like reflective glass skin kind of look. So I'm definitely gonna keep trying this one, but my initial thoughts were that I really liked the glow. It's definitely glowy though. So as you know, probably, maybe, I've been in a major tinted SPF phase, so I'm just trying some more. I heard really good things from you guys about the Tower 28 SPF 30, and I used this one time so far in the shade Melrose, and so far I really like the formula of it. It gave some pretty good coverage, looked nice and smooth, wore well throughout the day. I wore this when I was shopping in the Ulta store, and I like caught myself in one of the mirrors, and my skin looked like super, again, like glass skin. I actually did have on this underneath though, now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm not gonna be trying that one today. I'm gonna continue testing that, and we'll update you guys my thoughts and also show applying that in a vlog. But this is brand new from Tula, and I'm really curious about it. It's the Radiant Skin Brightening Serum Skin Tint Sunscreen SPF 30. This is in the shade 06 Light Cool. I do have on self tanner on my body right now, but I don't have tanner on my face, so my face is lighter than my neck right now. I just ordered this off of Tula's website. I've heard mixed things about this so far, so we'll see. It's really in this friggin' box though. Here it is. I have 2 different sponges. I was just so curious about this. Picked this up from Ulta because I've never seen a friggin' square sponge, and I feel like it's kind of like, oh, what's the point? I feel like they're just doing this to like be different. But you know, what if it's incredible? What if square sponges are really what we've been missing out on this whole time and we just didn't know, you know? So I gotta try it out. But this is what it looks like. It's from Real Techniques. They're a limited edition. It does say you can use the beveled edge to apply contour, highlight, and use the corner to do like a nose contour. I don't ever nose contour, but. So I'm gonna dampen both. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna end up using, so I'm just gonna go dampen both. We'll see how much bigger they get. Okay, so here's how much bigger they just got for reference. Here it is against my face. By the way, took a higher dose of a migraine thing I usually take like a few hours ago, and I'm feeling like a little dizzy, a little drowsy. So if I'm a little out of it, that's why, but here we are. So I'm gonna do a brush on half my face and then a sponge on the other half. Sometimes with tinted SPFs though, I just like my fingers, so obviously I will continue to try this, but we're just gonna see. Oh, this looks actually too light for my face with self tanner, which means it runs pretty light because they did have other lighter shades. Whoa, this feels a little thicker than I thought. For having serum in the name, it does feel like a little bit thicker than I was expecting blending out, but it's giving some nice coverage. See on this side where I have a little more redness. For self tanner, I maybe could have gone like 1 shade darker, but I am gonna also be, you know, bronzing my face, so it's okay. Right now it's looking nice. It's looking like a satin finish, not like ultra glowy, but not matte. Actually, if I do the sponge on this side, it's definitely gonna shear it out, so I kind of wanna just do a brush to compare, and then maybe I'll smooth it over with a sponge on both sides because I do want to see the coverage. With the brush, it's definitely like blending out and sitting on the skin, kind of like a light coverage foundation almost. Feel it a little bit more than other tinted SPFs I have. It doesn't feel as lightweight, but it's not uncomfortable. I'm curious though if this one is going to crease. I mean, yeah, I would say solid medium coverage with that amount that I use and blending it out with a brush. Maybe on my forehead, let's try a sponge. I'm gonna use the smaller sponge. Oh, I like this little guy. Wait, he's actually kind of fun. I actually like the size of this. I didn't put, you know, any primer or anything under. I usually don't put primer under my tinted SPFs. I guess when I tried the Tower 28 one I did, mostly just because I wanted to try the Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. I don't know what the like mixed reviews were saying, but applying the way that I did, I mean, right now it's looking pretty, but we'll see. I could see if you have like really big pores, again, it's almost just like sitting more like a foundation. So I wouldn't say it's emphasizing my pores at all, but it doesn't look as smooth as like the Tower 28 or my Elastin. Comparing this to the Elastin tinted SPF that I freaking love, the Elastin is a little bit more like plumping looking, but this one's looking nice, and this one comes in more shades. This one comes in shades. Elastin does not, comes in one. I've got a new concealer to try here from r.e.m Beauty or r.e.m. This is in the shade Light 7C. I don't like super light under eyes anymore. I kind of want it to just look like a little bit more natural and obviously like cover stuff, but not be super bright and obvious. Just depends on the day, but look at how satisfying this is. I love a new pot, you know? So this one is a peach undertone, I believe. Cool tone, so it's like a little bit of a pinky undertone. And for me, the less concealer, the better. If I can find ones that are like full coverage, I like that because then I just have to use less product. This is kind of pricey, by the way. I thought it was gonna be cheaper. $24 for r.e.m. I mean, is it r.e.m or r.e.m? I'm gonna apply a little bit on my lid. It's looking pretty nice and natural. I wouldn't say it's like complete opaque full coverage, but it looks like about medium coverage, high medium coverage. I mean, it's covering enough to me where I think it looks nice right now. Oh man, it's getting toasty in this bathroom. I like the color of that though. I will say this SPF isn't looking like super smoothing right here between my eyebrows, which a lot of products can kind of like sit right there. Nothing major, but I do have other ones like the Tower 28 just like glowed? What? Glided right over there and didn't like sink in at all. Wow, glowed. Inventing new words over here. So for brows, I'm just gonna use my Makeup by Mario brow gel, just a little bit of this. This can look a little bit white if you use too much, so I just do a tiny bit just to lift them up. I really need to pluck my brows. What's new? While those are drying, the brow pencil, I talked about this in a vlog, but I got a lighter shade of brow pencil because a lot of the makeup artists, when I do these makeover videos, have been using a lighter shade and I just think it looks really nice. So I actually picked up the shade Ash Brown from NYX because I really like this formula. And I think this shade is pretty good. Like it's definitely a lighter brown, but it's not too ashy, not too warm. I actually really like the tone of this one. So this has been working out well for me. I think I do prefer this shade to like a darker brow pencil. So I'm gonna have a Shadow and Schmooze coming up soon. Let me know. I usually ask you guys on Instagram, but since I'm thinking of it right now, let me know down below if there are any questions or topics or whatever you want me to talk about specifically in the Shadow and Schmooze. I'm deciding if I want to make a separate video about solo travel or do it in a Shadow and Schmooze because that's been my like most asked about thing lately. See, I think that shade is good. Let me know what you guys think. So I have a couple different powder products that we're gonna try, but before that, I'm gonna do cream blush because I have a few different cream blushes. This is the Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow in the shade Color of Dreams by Charlotte Tilbury. It looks like a nice like berry color, but honestly, sometimes the Charlotte Tilbury products look different in the pan and they're not usually something that I'm like attracted to in the pan, but then I put it on my face and the colors are just like perfection. There's something about the tones of Charlotte Tilbury that she just nails, like between the brown tones for eyeshadows and then liquid and cream blushes especially, it's impressive. These are interesting. So I think these are new. It's the Quick and Easy Pretty Fresh Lookin' 5. I tried out a couple of the shades in here the other day and I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. It's like this kind of, you know, heavy, bulky packaging. I thought I was going to be able to take the products out in here. You get 3 different products, but there's actually no lid. Basically, the products just come out of here and then you have to stick them right back in. I don't know why that kind of bothers me. You would never be able to only travel with or like keep one of these out, you know, because of the packaging. So with that being said, you get a eye wand, like a little mini eye wand in here. And I use both of these. The shades are pretty. Also, there's no shade on here. So the kit with Golden Glow I like better. This is really pretty, this cream blush shade. I used this the other day. And then the highlighter one was also nice. It's more of like a reflective. I like it actually better than the other highlighting one, the popular one. I really don't like that. It's always looked like textured on me. The eye wand was this like bronzy color. I actually wore this in the Amazon video. The shade is pretty. The formula is okay. It's nothing like to write home about. But if you can buy the shade Golden Glow on its own, I think that would be worth it. Like, I do like this the best out of it all. Curious about this one since I didn't try it. So let's see. It might be too dark just looking at it in the pan, but like I said, you never know with Charlotte Tilbury products. They usually look different on the face. Oh yeah, see, this looks really already different on the face. Looks like much more bright and peachy. There's something about the tones, I'm telling ya. She always gets it right. Whoa, this concealer's creasing a lot on my lid. I'm gonna prime my eyes anyways. Oh, this concealer definitely doesn't dry down, or if it does, it takes a long time because it's not dry yet. It is, yeah, for sure, like tacky still. It feels like kind of a balmy formula. Definitely dewy. I am gonna be powdering my face and my under eyes, so I'm going like a little overboard with the cream blush because that's gonna blend out with the powder. I do like that shade though. Okay, this powder was getting really good reviews. It's new from Essence. It's their 16-hour cover and last powder. I got the shade 05 Classic Vanilla. It says it's a high coverage and matte finish, breathable, lightweight, transfer proof, waterproof. I just like to use powders, even if it says it's like a powder foundation. I just like to use it how I would with any powder, which is usually like my under eyes, around my nose a little bit, and like on my chin if it's blurring. So let's try it under the eyes. The shade looks like it'll be good for right now. Okay, someone in the comments on Ulta or in the reviews mentioned that this is similar to the Charlotte Tilbury powder, and off the bat, I am getting that vibe. It just like super mattified. It didn't add a ton of coverage, I wouldn't say, but it did just like smooth it out and mattify for sure. So I'm gonna bring that around my nose a little bit. Oh yeah, that definitely like blurred and mattified. Look at this side versus this side. I'll zoom in. I'm aware the blush isn't blended out, but we will get there, don't worry. So you can see the difference. Definitely blurs. Ooh, liking this. It's doing a really nice job of blurring. As far as coverage, I don't think this has as much coverage as the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation that I love. I would say this one's closer to like medium coverage, but it's definitely doing a nice job of blurring and mattifying. I almost want to put this like right there. Let's do it. Let's get wild just to see if it smooths out that area since it already looks like it needs some smoothing. Okay, this is looking pretty nice. So this is a very interesting product. This is new from Makeup by Mario. It's the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. It says it's an all-over warming complexion tint. I used this one time and I used this as just like where I would a bronzer. I think you can kind of like use this in different ways depending on which shade that you get, but I got the shade, I think, did I just say that, light medium, and the undertone of this looks really nice. It's like a warm tone, and when I used it the other day, it looked very pretty and like super natural. Almost reminds me of MAC skin finishes. So I'm gonna use it with like a bronzer brush and basically apply this where I would apply powder bronzer. There's actually no mirror on here. So this is going in twice, and you can see it's like pretty sheer, but it does give a very subtle, pretty amount of color, and I like the undertone. So you can see it's very sheer, but I almost like that, especially with bronzer, because then it's very difficult to go overboard and it almost just like blends itself. You don't have to like think too much about it. And then if you want it more intense, you can build it up like I'm doing right now. But as you can see, like it's very natural looking. That's pretty. And it definitely looks like it has a glow. Okay, I'm actually really digging this. I see myself reaching for this a lot. Interesting. I like this as like a different kind of concept for a powder. And I also think the marketing is really good. Like the name Skin Enhancer, Transforming Skin Enhancer, and like Warming Complexion Tint. You don't hear a lot of brands coming out with something like that. And I think it's just has a nice like intriguing name, but it's also very beautiful. By the way, anytime I show these brushes, I get asked about them. It was in my Sigma set that I designed to make these brushes. They are no longer sold, sadly. You can always message Sigma if you want them back. Okay, for eye primer, going in with the usual Anastasia Beverly Hills. This little tiny size has lasted me so long, because when I tell you you need like a microscopic amount, literally, you do. I've been trying to eat healthy here, and literally every time I come into the kitchen, my grandma's like, I made a pie. I made brownies. The self-control is like having to be next level being in this household right now. You simply can't turn down homemade brownies from grandma, you know. Okay, so I wanted to pick out an eyeshadow palette when I was in Ulta. I did my online pickup order, but then obviously I shopped around and found some more stuff. And I saw the Taupes by Juvia's Place palette, and it looked really like right up my alley. I love cool tones. We're going all out cool tone today. Got the, you know, silver hoops on, cool tone shirt, cool tone palette. Look at these shades. I feel like I need to add a little more blush, so maybe I'll do that after eyes, but I'm gonna first go in with this shade right here. Juvia's Place eyeshadows are typically really great, like super pigmented, blend out easy. I usually really like the formula. Oh, and this was actually pretty affordable from Ulta. I think this is around like 13, 14 bucks, which did they used to be more expensive before they got put in Ulta? It's really wild when you think about like the progression of Ulta. Like Ulta, you know, 6-7 years ago didn't have any indie brands, any other brands besides like mainstream. And now they're just like on a totally different level and killing it. But the one thing, is their website laggy for anyone else? Because I thought it was my old computer, and still on the new computer, their website just like doesn't get it together. It must be happening for other people if it's happened on both my computers, but it seems like it's been happening for years. So I'm like, Ulta, can we get that fixed, you know? This Flower Beauty brush is so great. It's a double-ended brush, and this end I love for like deepening up the crease. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Oh, that shade is pretty. These kind of shades usually really make my eyes pop. I want to try as many of these shades as possible, so I'm gonna first go in with this shade on a brush and then put this one probably over top. The metallic shades looked really pretty in the store. Sometimes though you have to use your finger. Yeah, these are gonna apply better with your finger, I can tell. Yeah, because they're more of like that kind of wet formula. So usually metallics that are a little bit more wet, usually you need to use your finger to really get them off. No flakiness or dryness. I'm using that lighter metallic shade now and just kind of like plopping that over top. It's pretty. It's like a wearable metallic for day to day, where I think if I wet this, I could probably really get it to pop. It's not like whoa, but it's pretty. I'm gonna take the very darkest shade now, the one I haven't used yet. I guess just deepen it up a little bit. Do I want to try putting cream over powder? It feels like my cheeks actually are fine right now, like not too powdered feeling. So I think this will apply okay over top, hopefully. Usually I don't put creams on top of powders, but my cheeks are feeling tacky enough to where it's fine. I just want like a little more blush, so I'm taking that stick from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the one I used the other day and it was really pretty. Yeah, that's blending over fine. Yeah, man, this packaging actually very bothers me. What's happening with my English today? It really bothers me the more I'm playing around with it. It kind of just reminds me of like kid makeup or something. But I'm gonna take the highlighter wand in this same trio, the one that came with that blush I just used. And this is pretty. This is the one I used the other day. And I'm just gonna kind of use a brush, swirl some on. I love that this one doesn't cling to texture. The other Charlotte Tilbury wand, it looks really texture on my skin. This one doesn't, and it's going over that like under eye powder really nicely, and just does some nice brightening while still looking nice and natural. Everything is working really well together right now on the base. I showed this in the Amazon haul video, but I'm trying a new liner. This is the mini size from Julep. My throat just gurgled. I'm gonna try smudging it on the top a little bit, and I'll probably tightline. I've been tightlining a lot lately, and I feel like it does make a big difference with just like how your overall eye makeup looks, because it just kind of like fills in that gap. So just smudging this out with a flat liner brush. The other day, like when I first tried this, I didn't notice that it smudged bad or like transferred up. So I'm hoping that's the case. I just like the look that smudging gives. It can just kind of make it look more soft and sultry rather than like a harsh wing. I'm just gonna do a very thin coat of mascara. I don't know why, but I prefer to tightline after the mascara is on and after it's dried. I don't know why, but I feel like it does make a difference for me. And I think I'm gonna put on a little bit of a cream liner. This is what I've been using like almost every day on my waterline. This is the BH Cosmetics Power Pencil in beige. Because if you have red eyes, no you don't, with this pencil. It makes you look like you have like super bright, not red eyes at all. Okay, I'm really excited to try these out because I usually cut the crap out of my lashes to like achieve something like this, but these are the Eyeliner. They're actually pre-glued, which I'm also really curious if that actually works. I'm skeptical about the whole pre-glued thing. It says reusable 3 wears. I'm guessing that just means because of the glue, but you could probably reuse the lashes themselves more, just put on your own glue. But I love this kind of shape. Typically it's like what I try to do the corner lashes. It's usually like pretty lifting. Okay, I just washed my hands and I was looking in the bathroom lights, like in front of the, you know, the mirror. My base looks really good right now, like very smooth. I actually think this tula with a brush is definitely like solid medium coverage. I mean, it looks like high medium coverage, I would say, with a brush, but sometimes things can look totally different with a sponge or applied with your fingers. It doesn't seem like the edges want to stick. It seems like the middle is sticking pretty well, but not the edges themselves, but the shape looks really nice. I like the lash itself. Maybe you have to like really press down the corner, so. Okay, honestly, sticking better than expected. I didn't think these were gonna stick at all. I don't know if I would like trust the pre-glue outside, like in the wind. You might have a lash on the loose. The ends are coming off, even if I like really have been trying to like press down the end a lot. That one went slightly better, but now I'm having the issue with the front part of this lash. So yeah, I think I would just, like I said, just put my own glue on. Okay, actually that e.l.f. powder, or not e.l.f., Essence powder, is looking really nice under the eyes. It almost doesn't look like I have powder on under there, which is really, really rare for me. Usually powder is like very noticeable, does not look good under my eyes. So the fact that it is almost like undetectable, looking good. Wow, we're already on to lips. So I picked up 2 new lip products. I actually ordered some more from Sephora, but they didn't come in yet. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. I think I saw this on TikTok, people talking about these because they're like very pigmented, super juicy, glossy looking things. I did try this and I liked the formula so far, but the shade Mixed Berries isn't my cup of tea. It's just like too mauve, too berry for what I like, but I will swatch it for you guys since I have it. It's super moisturizing and it is very glossy. So I feel like it's a unique formula. Like look at how glossy that is. It's like a lipstick and gloss in one. And then this is the Makeup by Mario Rose Glow Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum. Haven't tried this one yet. But I did order the lightest, the new like pink light shade of the Makeup by Mario, which I'm so excited to try because that's like my shade, the super light baby pink. Whoa, that was very milty. So there's that one. Definitely more pink, less peach. Actually, very similar finish. Look at that. They're both super glossy and pigmented. The way that this just swatched though reminds me of the, I have right here, Fenty Sugar Kiss. This is like super milty. I mean, I love the color of this. It's like a true, you know, baby pink, but like this is incredibly, almost like too creamy, the formula of it. There it is right there. That swatch similar though. So I'm gonna put on a lip liner first. Here's my bag of lip goodies. So I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario one since it's a little more pink toned. Bone with Cheekbone Sustain Lips in the shade Sand. It is beautiful. Love the formula of this and the shade is like a perfect pinky tone. Whoa, super, super creamy. Whoa. It's almost like too creamy to the point where it feels like it's been sitting in a car, like melting. And I feel like this is gonna like transfer to my teeth. It has a tingle. It has like a minty kind of tingle. I think the shade is pretty though. It is doing that like stringy thing a little bit, but maybe I just put like too much on. Yeah, you probably need like a third of the amount I use, like just one swipe because it is super pigmented, super creamy. I feel like this is probably the most creamy feeling lip product I've ever put on my lips. So if you have like severely dry lips, you might really like this. I think that lip liner with it is actually like the perfect color, and in the light, like it's looking pretty. It has a nice reflect to it. All right, so that was everything. I'm gonna go through some of the standout products and then things I think you could probably pass on. Number one standout, I feel like, is the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. This is just a really unique product. Like I don't have anything like this in my collection, and I feel like I can get a lot of different use out of this. Like I said, like darkening my face if I need to, or just using it as like a subtle bronzer. I almost feel like this could be really pretty if you just have on like a tinted SPF and you're doing like no makeup and then just throw a little bit of this on. It'll give you that like warmth and alive look without looking makeup-y because it is very natural. It kind of just blends itself because it is so sheer. So really like this, like the shade, like the formula, like how it's glowy. I mean, so far so good on the Tula. I don't know, it seems like this one is kind of polarizing. People either really like it or they don't. I mean, you guys can see on my skin, I feel like right now it's looking good. I will update. Here's a close-up. We're in natural light. I don't put filters on my videos. This is just what it looks like right in front of the window. So, I don't know, man. I feel like Tula with that essence powder is doing pretty good things today. This is something that I'm really excited to put on my face and continue testing because, whoa, I feel like the more I'm looking at it, the more it's just like one of those powders that kind of like melts into your skin. Like I really can't see it underneath my eyes. And that's, like I said, it's rare for me. It looks good on my chin, looks good around my pores. Definitely did some like blurring. I do want to try it on its own as like a powder foundation, but also I really like using powders like this. If you use the Bliss Blockstar SPF, that one is already mattifying and like blurring. And so when I put that with like the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation or a powder like this over top, usually you can get this like really intense, just like airbrush, soft matte kind of finish. So I definitely want to try this powder on top of Bliss Blockstar. I think that might be a good combo. I'm kind of annoyed that I like this because it's square and it's a sponge, and it's like, why do we need a square sponge and it's limited edition? But I don't know, I like the size of this. It kind of reminds me of when I tried the NYX marshmallow sponge, but that one is definitely more firm. This is an overall just like nicer, squishier sponge. I just like the size of this one. I feel like it's easy to work with, maybe even for like blending out cream bronzer or something. This size looks too big for what I like, so I almost wish they like sold them separately. I don't think I would use this big of a square sponge. And then I think the other standout for me is actually this. If you go into it knowing that it is like extremely creamy, melty feeling, we'll see how it holds up, but I like the coolness too. It is giving this like nice tingle without being like a too intense tingle. It almost just feels like cooling, like you have like ice on your lips or something. Popping in because I forgot to give my quick thoughts on the concealer. Initially, like it, not immediately in love, but I don't hate it. And that's always a good start for concealers with me because a lot of them I just immediately, it's an immediate no. This one looks pretty, especially with that powder over top. So I'm gonna keep trying this one. Again, we'll update. The packaging is pretty heavy, just FYI, it is like a heavy glass, frosted glass packaging. The eyeliner, oh, I didn't tight line. Just realized that. Or am I past it? I feel like I'm kind of past it. Sorry, the moment passed. But I feel like the eyeliner, I'm gonna have to keep testing. We'll update you. It's hard to tell right away with eyeliners. The packaging just really grinds my gears, and the more I look at it, the more it pisses me off. Just wish that at least it like came with caps, so if you didn't want to keep the packaging, you had that option, because I do want to keep like some of these products, I just don't have a cap for them. But this one is really pretty, the Color of Dreams blush. We had some winners. Let me know if you guys want to see any other new products tested, which ones specifically you want me to try out in a future video, and I can do that. But I'm gonna have everything I talked about today listed down below in the description box, along with earrings, bracelets, anything else I can link is always down below. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.